out with a scene, and it starts out with a wide shot.
Yeah.
Okay, but then it would be if you have a character walk into the wide shot, it is still the same shot though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, only when you change whether you
The easiest way to think of it is the camera is going to be turned off. So,
okay.
so it is the camera.
So the minute you turn the camera off to get a different perspective,
That's right.
that's when it becomes a shot. Otherwise, you could have a wide shot, have character A walk in.
And I'll take it a step further. You can start in a wide shot.
Yeah.
You can have things happening, and you can zoom in.
Okay.
You zoom in. If that movement is happening in the shot, it's not going to be cut out in editing. That's still the same shot. Absolutely. Okay. So now, Ed, rolling right into this is so perfect. Now we're going to talk about shot types. So in modular method. So now we're finally getting to the meat, you guys. Yay!
Yes.
In modular method, there are only 5 shot types. And not only do you have to memorize these, but you want to be able to know these so well because you are going to be teaching your actors. Because unless they've been working with me for the last 6 years, they're not primarily going to know this kind of thing. And it's so vital, and it's vital because your shot type tells you how it's going to be framed, which tells your actor how much of their body is going to be shown. How many of us have been filming something like, for a festival or something, and we're all pressed for time and rushing, and the actor does something like amazing with like a hand motion or something, but they're in close-up, so we don't see this motion. If you make it clear to your actors what shot types are, they'll know when they're reading the script exactly what's shown. And the good ones come prepared. And they're like, yeah, I knew that was a close-up, which is why I did like, the hair thing. And I'm like, oh, hot! Just hot! All right, so.
No, that's nice. I don't know how many times I've been on
She always
set
does
where
her
I'm on,
gestures around her face.
and I'm like, so what's my framing here?
Right, exactly. What's your framing?
Where are my ads?
That's exactly correct. Exactly. And it's so hard because a lot of times a cinematographer or even a director or AD on a traditional set will just be like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, you will treat them with respect. You will call them by their names. You will never physically lay a hand on an actor, period. You need to be able to articulate, Bill, I need you to move 2 inches this way. You don't just take Bill and push him this way. There is a director right now who's working quite actively in the Seattle film community. And every set, somebody, boy, I was so surprised when he reached out and bodily moved the young man actor. And I'm like, absolutely not. Not okay. Don't do it, guys. Okay. So, starting with an ECU. An ECU is an extreme close-up. So, ECU is nothing bigger than my hand. And sometimes it's as tiny as like a bean. So it's everything from microscopic to someone's hand. Okay? Now, that's subjective. I know hands are different sizes, but roughly, guys, roughly. So an ECU is that. If you want, and here's some little tricks, if you want to actually be able to see what someone is writing in a shot where a character is writing, if you're not in ECU, it doesn't matter what you're shooting with. You will not actually be able to read what they're writing. I see network television do this wrong. We're supposed to see what someone sees, like a text message, or just even a little note, and I'm like, oh, what did it? Okay, rewind, freeze frame, good God, just shoot it right next time.
Well, what they're doing now is the guy's doing his phone, and then they're doing the captioning in the bottom.
Yes, they can capture the bottom. And the other thing that I've seen, even when it's not a comedy, is they have the text bubbles appear on the screen.
Right.
I personally don't like that. I'm just like, shoot it right the first time. That's okay. So moving right along. Our next one is a CU, a close-up. Okay, a close-up is your headshot. So but I'm not saying it's only heads. Like for instance, if I was sitting on the floor filming Biscuit, I would most likely be a little dog. I would most likely be filming in close-up, right? In close-up tracking, I'd be following her like this. So a close-up is from about here up. Basically, it's like this kind of space. And that's where I want to see a jumble of things on the table. I want to see maybe a sculpture on a shelf, or if I want to see someone's face. I don't really need to talk about their body language or the way they're sitting. I just want to focus on their emotions and what their eyes are doing and what their expression is. So a close-up is a nice personal shot. Then we have what a lot of folks see as the meat, which is a mid shot. So it's basically waist up. It's often what we have when we have two people standing and talking. I've done so much as a mid shot with like 4 or 5 people talking. They just need to stand closer together.
Is that MS?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry, it's MS. Yes, so then we have MS, a mid shot. Other people call it a medium shot, but that's wrong. It's and it's a mid shot, and that's when, of course, your actors can be like me, and they can talk with their hands, and you're going to get some more body language. It's nice if you want a little bit of the surroundings of your actors, something like that. So that is a mid shot. Then, moving right along, we have a WS, a wide shot. A wide shot is, I can see my actors, I can see their shoes, the whole body of them. I can see a house. You know, because obviously, right, if you're shooting a house, we could see a person, their full body. I can see the full room. So again, now we're getting subjective, what is what? Because the last shot type is EWS, extreme wide shot. I reserve that for things like mountain range, ocean.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Look, yes, everything in your desert, your extreme scenery, the city. Yes, ma'am.
So if it's limited to a street shot, somebody walking into front of a store, that's going to be a wide shot.
I completely
As
agree.
opposed to an extreme wide shot, even though it's a
Exactly.
big store.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because to me, a wide shot is when the people are like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Small,
Like
yeah.
you can't even really tell who those actors are. It's so wide.
That's extreme wide.
That's
Yeah.
extreme
Yeah.
wide shot. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's extreme wide
like
shot.
drones or.
Oh, yes, yeah. And actually, to
Okay.
be honest, Ed, with drone footage, we actually have a different tag for that.
Oh.
And we'll get to that. So when you're writing for a drone, because drones shoot in one in one shot time, we just call it aerial.
No.
But we'll get to that, so you guys don't have to write that down now.
Mid shot, how far up is that from?
I usually go belt buckle.
Belt buckle.
Yeah, I mean, and again, people say, oh, it's not hard and fast. It is subjective. I'm like, well, of course it's subjective because people are subjective.
Right.
You know, I mean, and that's the truth. And obviously, there's a difference between an ECU on Christopher's handwriting, and if I say ECU needle on the haystack. I mean,
Right.
obviously, I'm going to punch in closer on the needle on the haystack because I can get closer. Too close, and Christopher's holding the camera for me. I mean, you know, so yes, it is subjective in that sense, but in your brain, these are the things that they want to be like the ABCs to you.
Right.
You want to be like, oh, okay, all right, so now Bill is going to walk into the room. What do I want to focus on? How close do I want to be? You know, what kind of feeling do I want? Obviously, the closer the shot, the more intimate it is.
Exactly.
But with your ECUs, sometimes it's so intimate, it can be almost surreal. You know, because like, what exactly are we seeing here? That kind of shot. So you can play with shots and use them to your strength. You know, sometimes we have people say, I write my script and then I go back in and I do shot types. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever floats your boat. But that's not writing in modular method, that's writing in traditional, and then going back and creating your shooting script from that. I tried to stop myself from ever doing that because I found myself doing that sometimes. Because again, I started writing traditional too. It doubles your time.
Right.
Why? Slow yourself down, and it's like, I feel like now writing modular method, I wind up with my first draft and it's more like my third draft. Because I'm really thinking about what I'm putting down. I mean, and I'm like, how does this segue into this? You know, like when we talk about sometimes stylistically, I go over that 180, cross that center line. I always think about, okay, how jarring is this going to be? How can I do this in a way that the viewer is going to come with me? And I'm standing there, and Max will be like, are you not writing right now? And I'm like, oh no, baby, I'm writing. I'm writing. I'm thinking about it. He goes, oh, the thinking part.
But as you finish your script, maybe, at the same time, as you're finishing it, you'll suddenly go, well, wait a minute. maybe I need to go back to that
Oh.
mid-shot and add something before, because of what's going on later in the script.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Two, now, and people go, oh my gosh, then you have to renumber. And I'm like, look, make it easy on yourself. I used to say, yes, renumber, you lazy ass. You know, I mean, because I was just kind of like, stop making, I don't want to make up all these extra rules.
Yeah, who cares?
But now I just say, just go in and do the A-B thing, you know, so that you don't have to renumber. And I will say, I don't know if you guys even all know this, and I don't know if all of you know this, anyone who takes the course, we have a piece of software that was written for modular
Yeah.
method that formats it into modular method for you.
So excited.
And actually numbers your shots and will renumber your shots whenever you so desire it. And all you have to do is just send an email and then I send you the link and you download it and it's free forever.
And you just gotta be technically savy enough that you know how to use it.
You just-
I'm going to have dinner with Daryl and Lauren because I should know how to use it.
Yeah, there you go. And it is. Lauren Small
Yeah.
wrote it, so if you guys need
Yeah.
any help, you just email her directly and she helps you right through it.
Does that work with, in Final Draft or is it all?
Okay, so it is a standalone script writing program that just works with modular method. I will tell you though that I write in Word.
Yeah.
I write in Word and I love it.
Tab over, huh?
Yep, I just tab over, that's just the way I do. However, Amber Rainey with Death by Meerkats writes in Final Draft, and
Oh, yeah?
she has been able to tweak it to get it to do modular method. So,
Well, you could.
yeah, so I mean, from what I understand, this is not, modular method is not so different that you can't use a traditional script writing program. I know for folks that have been writing scripts a long time, you guys are really used to that little click, drop down character name thing.
But,
I'm like,
yeah. Well, you can,
Max, 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 Max.
yeah, you can do that, but you're still gonna put the name in, and
Right.
then you can and you can put the CU, all that in there.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
you just type it in, it's not a big
Absolutely.
deal.
All right, so now okay, any other
So,
questions
quick-
about shot types?
So in modular stuff,
Yeah.
you would have to, for instance, if you're starting on a medium shot,
Yeah.
you would have
Oh,
to
Lee, you
designate
did that
Mid-shot.
on
mid
purpose.
shot.
Oh,
Lee
oh.
is
Hey,
a
yeah.
bad.
I'm gonna sit over here because I don't want to sit next to the bad people.
I've had years of saying medium, sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
Oh, now it's there forever.
Yeah.
Look at that.
See?
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
And what I'm going to remind people is when you go to see Jennifer, you will notice on the board that I got a special mark for being brilliant, that is still there.
It's the
All
mark
that
of
praise in the
A.
beginning. Turn
Yeah,
it
I got
around.
an X right there. So you're on a mid shot, and you'd have to designate, for instance, maybe camera on dolly, start on mid shot, push into ECU.
All of that is in the next section.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
never mind.
you got it.
Never mind.
No, you're
Okay.
absolutely
Okay,
right.
good.